Hey, it's Matt Pinfield. It's KLOS New and Approved, and I am here with the great Wolfgang Van Halen. Wolf, what's going on? It's so good to see you, man. I'm telling you, it's
Great to see you, man.
you
I'm,
know,
I'm happy to be here.
yeah, I'm happy to have you. And I wanted to say, it's so exciting everything that's happening right now. It's great to have you back on the show. We are excited about the new single going to #1 on our countdown, and
Crazy.
also, you know, let's talk about this new record now. We're Mammoth II. We've been waiting for it, but I mean, really, we were still playing so many songs off the last record here at KLOS, and we were such big fans of the record. But can we let's talk about the time that it took to record these tracks, and when did you start working on this? Was this after you finished touring that last cycle? When were you, and did you have?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, we carved out some time right before we were going to go to Europe. I basically had 2 months, September and October, I believe, of last year before we went out in November. Uh, and yeah, basically recorded all the music there of stuff that I had written prior. We even wrote some stuff during. And then I went to Europe with Alter Bridge and Hailstorm for like a month and a half, 2 months, and then came back, had like Christmas for a second, and then got right back in the studio in January and finished it, did all the vocals. So overall, it was like 3 months, which is a crazy difference between the 3 years it took to do the first one.
Tell me
Granted,
about
that
that.
was
So,
kind
do
of
you
like,
record at 5150 at the studio there? And
yeah, yeah,
which you've been going around to since you were a kid. You know what I mean? So it's like you can
yeah,
remember
that's
being able to walk,
it's
right? So,
yeah, it's a trip being able to record in the place that I've seen my dad record my whole life. So it's really cool.
I think it's great, man. So tell me about that. So I love your whole process. I know, and I know that you love working with your band, and you guys are a really close knit group and family. But when it comes to your recording yourself, um, you've been doing a thing like Dave Grohl did the first album, and like Trent Reznor works, and of course like
Mhm.
Prince worked, who are some of the people that you really admire and idolize. And tell me about what does that process take? Like when it comes time for you to start recording a song, like Another Celebration at the End of the World. Do you what are the first things you do? Do you start with drums and bass? I mean, what is usually the process?
Yeah, basically, we take the demo that I make that I kind of finalize. It's like, okay, we have the structure of the song that we're going to do, and then we put the demo into Pro Tools, and then we link the Pro Tools and connect it to the tape machine because we record a tape for pretty much everything except when we get to vocals and guitar solos and stuff. Um, and then you record the drums, and then we do all the drums, and then we do all the bass, and then we do all the guitar. You kind of go in order through each of the songs. So it's like basically you do, like, for example, on this album, it's like it was like 5 days or a week for drums, and then a week of bass, and then, or actually no, I think bass only took like 2 to 3 days because we did a bunch of songs in one day. But yeah, you just kind of slowly replace everything that you had in the demo with the actual stuff.
Yeah, and keyboards too, right? Because you play everything. I mean, there's some keys in there
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
we did. There was some more piano. We actually recorded the piano up at the studio too for a couple songs.
That's great. So it's an overall process to finish Mammoth 2. How long would you say that took?
About 3 months, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
which
you and
is
You
yeah,
and Elvis,
crazy.
you and Elvis, your producer, you guys kind of let you just hunker down, right? And kind of say, "This is what we're gonna
Yeah,
do."
yeah. It was that was all we were doing. It was nice because before it was like we would do it in spurts, like every we'd have a couple weeks here, a couple weeks there. But this was like by the end of this, by we will have the album ready to go.
Which is great, and I'm sure now that you've like done it already, now it's just like it's becoming faster and faster and easier. You know what I mean? To be able to
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, it was fun because with the first album I was trying to figure out what the band was and what I who I was as my own musician, but now that we know what it is, it allowed me to kind of experiment, and also, we kind of knew what was up, so we just straight up went for it.
We talked about it in the past, you and I, about how when you used to rehearse with Van Halen, when you were out on the road with Van Halen, I mean, you really did a lot of pre-production. You guys learned those songs. You were tight. Is that really helped you in the recording process too, and the creative side of it? Because is that kind of how you get ready?
Yeah, I think so. I think you just kind of drill it into your bones. I mean, when it comes to rehearsals with Mammoth, it's like we play to the point where you're bored, which is good because it's like it gets it to where you don't even have to think about it.
Yeah.
It's really good to just kind of be this well-oiled machine. You know.
Yeah, I think it's great. We got to talk about the Metallica tour because this is so great. I know that everybody was blown away by you. So many people. I don't know if you hear it, but I hear it from so many people. How you were one of the highlights for them of the Taylor Hawkins concerts, both of them, and just people loved seeing you play and the camaraderie and friendship you had there. And you ended up meeting Lars Ulrich there backstage at Wembley, and
Yeah.
and now of course you're doing the shows with Metallica. Tell me a bit about that first meeting.
Yeah, he was super kind, super nice. We shook hands and talked for a little bit. I had no idea that that would lead to him asking us to take part in the tour. I kind of can't believe that we'll be opening for them for their whole tour. We're playing. I think we're the only opener to be playing every building with them, which is really crazy. Um, uh, Very excited, very honored to be a part of it. We already just did Amsterdam, which was just crazy. So yeah, they have a really crazy stage, so it's definitely a first. But yeah, very excited and honored to be a part of it.
When you walk into a room and you see something like that, where that stage is like its own world. I mean, because you've seen rock bands and for years and stuff. But tell me a bit about that. What was it like the first time you walked out and said, "Well, this is where I want to be playing"?
Yeah, like walking into that room and into the stadium, it was just like, wow, I've never done anything like this before. Like we were all just kind of shocked during even sound check. We were just like, this is really what we're doing here.
Yeah.
And then you do the show with the actual people there, and that's when it's just like, oh my gosh, this is unreal. It's the most like extravagant form of a concert I think I've ever of a stage I think I've ever played on. Absolutely crazy.
How were the European tours that you did before? Because I know you've been out on the road with Alter Bridge. You played with other bands over there. You guys have been really well received, from what I understand. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the rock is very well received in general over there, and we did that one tour with Alter Bridge and Hailstorm last year, and it was phenomenal. It was our first time out there. The crowds were so wonderful. It was very, very crazy. So we're really excited to get back out there. I think in like 10 or so days we head back out.
So you said this record, you went even harder on this record. You really wanted to perform songs that and record songs that you could really bring to the live audience. Tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, I think overall it's a very aggressive album. There's a lot of heavier moments, and I think the last 2 years of playing on tour really informed a lot of moments on the album. It's like, man, this is going to be great live, and so far that's proven to be right. Playing another celebration, I think we've done it, 9 or 10 times live since the album came out, or since the single came out, and it's like, man, this is exactly what we imagined it would be. Just like the perfect high energy live song. So when the album comes out and we're able to play more, I can't wait. It's gonna be really fun.
Yeah, it's been going up the charts. The song's doing absolutely incredibly well. Tell me about making it a video, because the video is just really cool. And tell me about the concept there, because it's so great. You got all the other guys in it with you. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I really wanted to involve the live band in the video because we're best friends at this point. We're a family, and I just had this silly idea to continue from the "Don't Back Down" video, where it was the band of all me, and I thought it'd be really funny if I fired all of the me's, and so they sort of like become the enemy, which is pretty funny. Maybe that's something we can continue in future videos. But yeah, it's basically about finding all of the live band members and sort of putting that together. So really fun.
Yeah, it turned out great. You were recently on my TV show Power Hour, which was great on Access TV, and you co-hosted, which was great.
It's my show now. Yes,
it is
yes,
your show now, because nobody else has ever co-hosted it straight through, and I loved that you were there the whole time, and you were fantastic. You made me laugh.
That was so fun.
We had so much fun. One of the great moments was seeing you interacting on the show with Stuart Copeland of the Police, who's
that was crazy.
One of the greatest drummers. Let's talk to me about that relationship and how long you've known his music. I mean, he literally invited you over, said you should come over and hang out, which was so cool.
Well, yeah.
I mean, Josh suggested it, right? So it was great.
Yeah. No, that was really, really crazy. I remember when I played the Taylor Hawkins tribute show at Wembley, he was there too, and I was nervous, but I walked up to him and just said how a big fan I was, and my fiance is an even bigger a Police fan as well, and specifically Stuart Copeland fan. I remember when we saw years ago, when Peter Gabriel and Sting toured together, we went to the Hollywood Bowl show, and I was freaking out because Danny Carey happened to sit next to us. And then while I was freaking out about that, all of a sudden Stuart Copeland walked up and started talking to him, and my fiance was losing it. It was crazy. So having the opportunity to semi interview him with you guys was a trip. That was really really cool.
And it was cool, and you got to play with Danny Carey as well too at the Taylor Hawkins tribute show. So, right, tell
Yeah,
me about
he was there.
Danny's a great guy, man. He's such a good dude, and tell me about some of the other drummers that were there and your interactions with them, like Chad.
Oh man, yeah, I remember in LA between Chad and Patrick from Weezer and Brad from Rage and Audioslave. It was like and also I mean Josh Freeze who I played with. It was like just seeing all of my drummer inspirations in one place. It was just kind of an overload. It was the amount of talent
That's
on that
incredible
stage
too.
is unbelievable.
Yeah, it was you were so great. I mean, we were just we loved absolutely every minute of it. Tell me about some of the other songs on the album that people have to look forward to when it drops on August 4th.
Yeah, I think like I said that it's definitely a more aggressive album, but what I really like is that there are more longer form songs. There are two songs that are sort of right there, I mean close to 7 minutes, and they close each side, so the listening for the album really lends itself well to like a vinyl record. Um, and but yeah, overall, it's a heavier album. I mean, there's even a song that's in 7/4. I think it's really inspired by my love of Tool. There definitely are softer areas on the album, but I think overall, the what I wanted to get across with it was to try and widen the breadth of what Mammoth could be. It could be heavier over here, it could be softer over here, and I think we did it. I think it's a better package than the first album because it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah, you know what I want to ask you? We've talked about some of your favorite artists and favorite records before. Or we were actually not maybe so much records, but I want to ask you, what was the first concert you were ever attended? Was it a family concert, or was
I mean, it would certainly have to be Van Halen, but if I had to think of something other than Van Halen, I remember, I think it was kindergarten or first grade. I really wanted to go see Britney Spears because I had a huge crush
and I can't blame
on
you for that,
her.
right? No one could blame you
And
for that in any way.
but I was mortified because when I got to the seats, there were two girls from my class who I didn't really know, but knew, and like we knew each other, just a little bit, and I had to sit next to them, and that was, as a 7-year-old, is mortifying to be around girls from your class at a Britney Spears concert.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so after that, what were some of the concerts that came as you were growing up? Did you go to see?
I remember, gosh, I went to see the Hives with my friends in middle school. I love that band. They just had a new song that just came out.
Yeah, they do, which is cool.
System of Down was a big band for us. I know I saw the White Stripes. Uh, yeah, and then there were some bands I missed out on and was able to see them later, like Blink-182, which was a big band for me growing up.
Yeah,
But yeah, I think those were some of the first shows that I went to with like my friends.
that's amazing. If you were to pick like a favorite couple of shows that you saw, at any time in your life, what would those shows be?
Definitely that Peter Gabriel Sting show was a phenomenal show at the Hollywood Bowl. I'll never forget
Yeah.
that one. And then one of my other favorite shows was when I went to see Tool with my dad in 2019. That was a show I'll never forget, being able to share one of my favorite bands with my dad. And at the end of the show, for him to like get it, for him to be like, man, I get why you love the band. And I also get why you love the bass player, because like, holy crap, no wonder he's your favorite bass player. It's like, he's
Yeah.
amazing. So
Yeah,
it was
he is
really
amazing.
fun to
But
bring that there.
they're such a great, well-oiled machine. It's incredible. And of course,
Yeah.
and they always do things unorthodox right on stage because made her to be standing behind Danny, the whole thing.
Yeah,
You
no, they
know,
have such a different setup. It's really cool.
but I think that's absolutely great. So before we roll, I want to talk about we're gonna the Alter Bridge tour is coming up with 7 Dust. You got to be really excited about that one as well, right?
Dude, dream tour. I mean, growing up, Alter Bridge and Seven Dust, one of my favorite bands. If you told me from 12 years ago that I'd be touring with two of my favorite bands, that is just a dream. Like, they're also wonderful friends, both of those bands. So it's going to be this big family traveling tour thing that's like, I'm going to beg them that we have to do like some sort of jam together. That would be so fun.
Yeah, it'd be cool. I wonder if you guys could pull out a cover that you guys could do together, maybe.
That would be crazy. Yeah, I'd love to. That'd be so fun if we each had like somebody join somebody's set at some point on each one. That would be. We'll have to talk about it. That could be really cool.
That'd be amazing. Absolutely. Yeah. So Wolf, I just want to thank you for doing the interview today and doing the show. It's so great to have you.
Always a pleasure.
Know that, man. And we're really excited about August 4th. We can't wait, and we're going to definitely be seeing you. We're excited about the Metallica shows that are.
Yeah, it's crazy. The day the album comes out is our first U.S. Metallica show in Jersey, I believe, at MetLife. So
yeah,
that's gonna be fun. Really cool.
Yeah, that'll be fantastic. In my own stomping grounds where I grew up,
yeah,
in Jersey.
Yeah, you'll have to come, man.
Which would be cool. I think I should. That's one I definitely should come hang with you there. It'd be great. Thank you so much. But Wolf, it was great to have you on. Thank you so much for doing this, man.
Thank you for having me, man. It's
and
a
I'll
pleasure.
be definitely seeing you soon as well. It was great to have you. I look forward to seeing you out on the road. Thank you so much. Wolfgang Van Halen, Mammoth WVH, the new album, Mammoth II, out on August 4th. Make sure you catch him on the road with either Metallica or out with Seven Dust and Alter Bridge. I'm Matt Pinfield. Thanks for watching New and Approved.